I read an account of a coronavirus survivor. I'll include the link to the Facebook post in the comments section after the talk. Not to scare people, for all I know, it's a fabricated story, but just as a thought-provoking activity. It's a sobering tale of a 16-day journey of a healthy 31-year-old male who had no history of respiratory distress. He tells the tale admitting that at one point he was terrified that the death was imminent, that his end was imminent. I think about that young man lying in a hospital, unable to do anything for himself. Those around him unable to do anything for him, but treat the symptoms and hope for the best. What questions and thoughts must have run through his mind as he struggled to fight the virus in isolation with a minimum amount of human contact? While most of us consider the possibility of being infected pretty remote, it is still worth thinking about. How would we handle ourselves in that situation? Truly, we can't know until we're faced with the reality. But we can prepare our minds and our hearts in case such a thing would come to pass. In the Christian perspective, we might be quick to say, well, I'll pray through it. My friends will be praying for me, and I will accept God's will. Or if a loved one is affected, I will trust God and pray and help the family out, and so on. All of these are really good commitments, but do they stand the test of the reality? I propose our preparation needs to go just a bit deeper. In my reading on Ignatian spirituality, a point that was made was to use positive, good, up times to fortify ourselves in Christ, to prepare for those times when we might experience challenges. Those times of consolation are gifts. Those gifts we use to prepare for the more difficult times so that we have the tools that we need when we need them. Let's consider a few common questions that we might come across in a situation. Why is this happening to me? We can tell ourselves lots of things. God is testing my faith, or I'm participating in the suffering of Christ crucified. Our world is going crazy. Somebody has to suffer. I'm suffering in place of someone else. But there really is no answer that satisfies our human need to understand. My suggestion is to set the question aside in favor of just accepting the journey and trusting that God will see us through it, even if we do meet our end. We can remind ourselves daily, Jesus, I trust in you. Jesus, I trust in you. In advance of any hardship, make it a habit. Here's another question. How does one walk through such a difficulty? It's a tough question, and maybe we can't predict. But we can prepare by imagining how we might want to be if we journey into such a trial. To imagine a scenario and plan for how we will act and think and speak helps us to train ourselves prior to a difficulty. We preach to ourselves, be kind even when it's hard to breathe. Be humbled by the way people care for us and allow them to. Fear not, for God is by my side. We can commit acts of faith. I will pray as much as my illness will allow, and I will not fault myself if I'm not able to pray. I will unite my suffering to Christ crucified. All of these different thought patterns we can teach ourselves and hope that they stick in a time of trial. Teach your children these tools. A third question, where is the hope? If we don't live a life of faith, hope can be difficult. We have to believe in that case, in the natural truths that our life matters, all parts of it, the tough parts and the easy parts. If we do have faith, we must believe that God is with us, that He has not abandoned us. Again, we need to preach to ourselves. God is not punishing me. He loves me. God is suffering with me. He has a place for me. Mostly, we need to commit to living each day as though it was our last, not because we might get sick because there's some new virus, but because it's our job to love and to live each day to its fullest, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. May we all be blessed with health, but also with firmness of faith as we tackle whatever trials we encounter on our journey, whether they're now or at a distant time in the future. Pray well and stay healthy. Be sure to check the comments to find today's song pick and leave a comment or share so that Facebook knows people are watching. Have a good day.